The rain had been relentless for days, casting a gloomy pall over the old Deshmukh Mansion. Its towering gates and sprawling grounds, once symbols of wealth and power, now seemed to sink under the weight of time. Inside, the faint smell of damp wood filled the air as Arjun Patel and Meera walked through the grand hallway. Their footsteps echoed through the silence, broken only by the occasional creak of the old floorboards. The mansion's grandeur had faded, but the family's wealth was still evident in the ornate furniture and faded tapestries hanging on the walls. A large, cracked portrait of the deceased heir, Vikram Deshmukh, hung prominently in the main hall, his stern gaze following them as they approached the living room.
We should start by speaking to the family.
Her soft voice contrasted with the harshness of their surroundings, a calm presence amidst the tension that permeated the air. Vikram Deshmukh had been found dead in his study 3 days ago, the apparent victim of a heart attack. But something about the situation didn't sit right with him. The police had closed the case quickly, but Vikram's younger sister Priya had insisted there was more to his death. As they entered the living room, they were met by a somber group of people. Priya Deshmukh sat in an armchair by the window, her face pale and drawn. Next to her was her husband Aditya, a quiet man who seemed more interested in his phone than the conversation. Across from them stood Vikram's business partner, Raghav Shah, and the family's longtime lawyer, Mr. Kapoor, both looking equally uncomfortable. Arjun and Meera exchanged glances before Arjun took the lead.
Thank you for meeting with us. We're here to help find out what really happened to Mr. Vikram Deshmukh.
Thank you for coming. I know something isn't right. Vikram was healthy. He took care of himself, exercised regularly. There's no way he just died.
Is there anything unusual that you noticed in the days leading up to his death? Anything at all?
Priya hesitated, glancing at her husband, who remained silent.
He had been receiving strange calls for the past month. He never told me who they were from, but every time he answered, he seemed disturbed. And there was a man. I saw him around the mansion a few times, but Vikram never introduced him to us. When I asked, he just brushed it off.
Vikram was under a lot of stress recently. The business wasn't doing well. Maybe that had something to do with it. Did Vikram confide in you about any specific threats or problems? Anything that would indicate foul play? No, nothing like that. But he was worried about the future of the company. We had some disagreements about the direction we should take, but nothing serious.
Arjun made a mental note of Raghav's unease. Something was off, but he couldn't pinpoint it yet.
Vikram had recently updated his will. He was very particular about it. He wanted everything to be in order in case something happened.
Did he mention why?
He didn't go into detail, but he seemed concerned, as if he knew something was coming.
Arjun's mind raced as he absorbed the information. Strange calls, a mysterious visitor, and a sudden change in the will. Too many coincidences for this to be a simple heart attack.
We'll need access to Vikram's study, and I'd like to see his phone records as well.
Of course.
As they rose to leave the room, Meera noticed Aditya's expression shift. He had barely spoken, but there was a flicker of something in his eyes. Fear, perhaps? She filed it away for later. The Deshmukh Mansion held secrets, and Arjun and Meera were determined to uncover them.